Get your stickers. Get your stickers. Hello, everyone. I'm communicating telepathically to you. But I'll start moving my mouth and stuff after the ad break. And I will answer your questions, too. Get your stickers. Am I communicating telepathically? Or are you guys just able to hear my thoughts? Let's consider this my inner monologue. Did I eat lunch today? Alright, I'll see you guys after the ad break. Think of the synergies. Won't anyone please think of the synergies? Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. You got your sticker, Julian. Hello. Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. It's been a little bit, hasn't? Oh, thank you for the pet, Julian. Thank you. It's been a minute, hasn't it? I missed you guys. I miss yapping. I've been out touching grass, maybe even eating grass. Maybe not, but I have been out doing things. So it has been many minutes, Matthew. It has. So let's go ahead and get to class. I left it in surrealist mode throughout the break, so hello. So much Balatro since you last streamed. I have been playing a lot of Balatro actually. No game tonight? No. I think on my schedule it said that we were going to do retro tonight, but I actually moved my schedule up a little bit, or down, or later. I'll explain myself. But yeah, we're just yapping today. We're just gonna be yapping. I'm gonna be talking about the little vacay that I took, a little mini vacay, little MLK Jr. vacation. And tomorrow I'll be streaming. Tomorrow I'll be doing some retro games. And this time we'll be doing the incredibly educational Detective Barbie. Actually, that's not fair. I'm being sarcastic, but I'm pretty sure you probably can learn cool things from Detective Barbie from the 90s. But yeah. Hello everyone. Hello. It's me, Babinka Bear. Your local sun bear, an art history teacher, an educational streamer. It's me. Today we're yapping. Today's office hours. Thanks for stopping by my office. As you can see, we left the classroom in surrealist mode. I hope you'll forgive me. I hope you actually prefer it. That's why I have both an apple on my head, and I actually forgot to take away the apple that's on the floor, but you guys can have it. You guys, do you guys eat lunch? Or dinner? Or breakfast? Or brunch? Or dinner? Or snacks? Snacky time? Well, there you go. You guys can share the apple. Share the apple, though. You gotta share it. But let's say our hellos, shall we? Let's say our hellos. Sushi, hello. You got your sticker. You got the Mamone sticker. Let's see. Let me scroll all the way back up. Who's here? Hello, Matthew. You stopped by right before I went live. Hello, Gojikins. Hello, Julian. Hello, Mayshark. Hello, Ghosty. Hello. Teacher, why detention? Are you talking about the redeem? I just thought it'd be funny to have a redeem for it now that I have the means to do so. Hello. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the pet. Sushi, thank you. Thank you for the pet. Question 1, are the refs on Discord? No! I forgot! I even put it on my to-do list. I even made my to-do list really nice and aesthetic. I forgot, but it is on my to-do list. It's in the highest priority. It's above everything else, including my commissions. I will put those references on Discord eventually. Maybe even tonight if I remember. Or more realistically tomorrow. Have you seen the PH horror game that looks like Chilla's Hapunan? I have not. What's that one about? I'm down. If it's like relating to the culture, I'm down. One of us is telepathic. Does telepathy have roaming or international charges? No, you see, I waited 3 hours in line to get a SIM card at the airport. So no, we will not actually financially recover from this. Time to sell car parts. You guys have a backup plan for everything. Sell other people's car parts. Maybe crushing the apple. No, don't crush it. It's your lunch. Like that's all you guys have to eat today. So much Balatro. Okay, yeah. So I played a lot of Balatro during my little mini vacay, which I put a picture here of like one of many spots that I visited. It was just like a 2 to 3 day trip with some friends. And yeah, I went to wine country. Oh no, explosions. You guys are just so excited to see me. Almost 1,000 years. Yeah, nom the apples. You can nom the apple. We all want the apple. You guys are gonna have to share the one apple. You can't have the one on my head. It's my hat. I don't know, I have to eat, but I know I didn't sleep. Oh, you should get some rest if you can. Let's see. That's me grabbing the apple. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Stealing teacher's apple. Teacher forgores us. No, I didn't. I didn't forgore. Did I? Not you too. No, you see, it's not an addiction for me because I'm not actively playing it right now. I also am pretty bad at the game, so after a while I like collected a bunch of the jokers, and I started to get kind of bored because my brain is not big enough to think of the big brain strats. I was just like, ooh, half joker sounds pretty good, and then that failed me, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I guess I'm done here. I guess I'm finished here. I'm not actively playing it at the moment. I'm actually just... I'm here talking to you guys. I'm here showing off my pictures from my trip. Look, see, it's a mission. Oh yeah, so this is what I'm gonna... I didn't prepare any slides. I know after I come back from a trip, I usually have like a neat little slideshow, but I was pretty tired from work today, so I just went into PureRef and like attached some of the pictures I took. It's not even a lot. Like, this is all the pictures I took. I took more pictures, but they show my face or the face of the person that, like, you know, the people at the trip. So, here, I'll give you guys this picture to look at. You guys like the tree? Who knows? There might be apples there. But teacher, the amount of cyanide in an apple seed is enough to kill an opossum. Will you remove the seeds for us? I sure will. Yum, 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 yum. Hands you an apple with a gigantic bite mark in it. Cielo, hello, welcome. You two, she has to be up on it. No, I don't. The only thing, I have like 3 screens going on right now. You guys exploding each other? Who's exploding? Who's Gojikins? Like, stop bombing the other students. Nah, you guys can have fun. Nah, it's the only thing on my screens are I have a lot going. So it's VTube Studio, it's Stream Avatars, it's Discord, it's OBS, what else? The Twitch throwing system, even though you totally shouldn't test it out or anything. And Pure Ref. I got too much real estate to be running Balatro in the background. Do you guys pronounce it Balatro or Balatro? Cause I was like shit posting, and I kind of forgot what the actual pronunciation is. Like every time someone during the trip was asking me like, "What you playing, Binka?" I'd be like, Balatro. And then I'd be like, I actually don't know how it's pronounced now. Let's see. You guys greeting each other. But bombs are how Goji shows care. Okay, in that case, you guys can bomb each other. That's fine. We just want to get to the tippy top of the tree. Yeah, this is where I went. I went to, I'm not gonna specifically say why, but I feel like if you are really good at GeoGuessr, you might be able to, because I just put in the title Wine Country. So I went to a part of California that is known for wine. And then I looked it up and turns out there's like multiple areas known for their wine. So good luck finding it. But also it's not too big of a deal if you do find out which one it is, because I'm probably not going to go back there. Or maybe, who knows? Like the whole thing is that like a bunch of friends and I we wanted like a Friendsmas type of thing, like a friends Christmas. You know how people do, well, like a couple Bear Americans, they sometimes do like Bears Giving. Wait, what am I saying? Friendsgiving. I'm just adding bear to everything. Friendsgiving. People do Friendsgiving as like I don't want to like spend time with my family because they are potentially problematic. I'm gonna celebrate Thanksgiving with my friends, you know? My family's fine, I guess. But yeah, I know some people like they have a complicated relationship with their fam, so they opt for like a Friendsgiving or a Friendsmas type situation. So we wanted to do like a Friendsmas type thing, but everyone was busy during the actual Christmas season, so we actually opted for MLK Jr. weekend instead. So we all went, we all got a Airbnb, and we went out to this place in Wine Country, and we just had a gay old time. We had a good time. It was pretty fun. Let's see. You just want to get to the tippy top? Yeah, you get to the tippy top. The second one? Okay, so Balatro. Understood. We will not test. Because it reminds me of Balato. We should ask Brandon whether or not he likes Balatro or Balatro. That's true. How does he say it? Sorry, I'm like rubbing my eye. I didn't realize that it would also come through on my model. You're into Balatro now too? Yeah. I'm not actively playing it at the moment. I'm too small brained to really continue on with it, but occasionally I do catch myself playing a game or two. Though actually I did start playing it because I was bored. It was like a multiple hour road trip to get to Wine Country. So I ended up just installing Balatro on my iPad, and I was playing it while Beans and Mega Bronson, we all went together. Like they were just chit-chatting. So I was playing Balatro the entire time, dead quiet, to the point where Mega Bronson was like, "Did she fall asleep?" And I'm like, "No, I'm playing Balatro." And then throughout the entire trip, I was also playing it whenever there was like a lull or like people weren't doing anything, you know? So I played quite a bit, but as soon as I got back home, I was like, all right, I'm good. I have my computer, I have Discord, I have various projects I gotta work on, I have some commissions, so I actually did not have any time to play Balatro, but at the same time, I'm not too broken up about it, you know? I think that's proof that I'm not addicted. The real addiction... Wait, what am I? What would I consider myself addicted to? Chicharron. It would be Mega Bronson actually got a bag of non-meat chicharron. It's called, what is this? I actually still have the bag. Mang Juan. It's like meatless chicharron. If you don't know what chicharron is, it's like pork rinds, you know, like pig skin but fried. And there's like a meatless version that Mega Bronson actually got for me and Beans. And I've been pretty addicted to it. So that's the real addiction, really. California. Yeah. Yeah, it is California, Julian, but my little cheeky way of censoring my location is to say California and Bear America and Los Bincos. The Balatro cult grows. It's the perfect brain rot for procrastinating at work. True. I do see why it's addicting. I do see why. Sonoma Town Square with the historic mission is so idyllic and beautiful. I kind of want to explore the other missions now. During this trip, I went to one of the missions, and I'm like, ooh, I want to like see more now. This isn't the first time I've been to a mission, but like, it's nice. If you guys don't know what a mission is, it's like oh, thanks for the pet. Julian, thank you. It's where the naughty Spaniards, or not naughty, like the dastardly Spaniards, when they came to colonize, you know, like parts of the United States, or what would become the US, right? When they came to colonize this place, they set up a whole bunch of missions, basically like these buildings where they would, you know, hold their church services, but also like have people that basically like the indigenous natives, basically. This is where the peak colonization would happen, essentially. But I think the cool thing about missions, you know what, let's go to a picture that's a little bit more relevant. The cool thing about them is I think their architecture is pretty neat. But also the fact that like a lot of these were built by indigenous people, and you kind of see like their hands in it. Not literally, like you don't literally see their hands in it, but certain things about the way that they're built, you kind of see like the indigenous touch to it, which I really appreciate. Sad that the game is actively tried to wait, what? Oh, it's being sued for enabling gambling addictions? That's crazy. You love those? The chicharron, right? The Mang Juan chicharron. Oh my god, it's so good. Back in college, my batchmate eats it with rice. Ooh, Baroque. With rice. I haven't tried it with vinegar yet. I want to try it with vinegar. Suka. Which is funny because so the whole trip, like this friend group is friends that I made in college. All of us are Filipino because we met at a Filipino American like organization, like student organization, and we became friends from that. And then Beans, who did not go to the same college as me, who like, you know, is not Filipino, he actually ended up getting closer to them because they all played the same video game. So they all played like, at first it was like Call of Duty, and then it was Overwatch, and now it's Marvel Rivals, and it's like just a whole bunch of things. So arguably like he got more closer to them. He stole my friends. No, I'm just kidding. I love him. I love all my friends, but it's funny because he speaks Russian, Beans does. Whereas like all of us like Filipino Americans, even though we don't speak Tagalog, like some of us like grew up hearing it, right? So the word for vinegar is suka. I'm not saying it with like the right accent, but like suka. And it's also the word for throwing up, but in Tagalog. In Russian, it means something a little different. It's a swear word. So one time we were talking about like, oh, this would be so good with suka. This would be so good. And then I see Beans' face just being like, huh? This would be so good with bitches. But yeah, it would be so good with vinegar, with vin. Imagine making onigiri and that's your filling. Ooh, that sounds good. Conquistadors. The Mission Trail road trip is a great experience. Maybe less now that everything is so crowded, but still, yeah. The sad thing about going to this mission is that we didn't really have time to do like the little tour because we were kind of in a rush to get back home before traffic, before the infamous Los Bincos traffic started to set in. So we only explored like the outside of it, really. Yeah, suka bliatia, yeah. Malay suka is. Oh, really? It's like. All my Russian I learned from Life of Boris. Oh, is it? I actually don't know. If that's what it is in Malaysian, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so I went to wine country. I'm not gonna say specifically where, but a place where you can also see a mission. All the important Russian, like what you say when someone rushes A when you have to get to wait, what? When you have to rush B and CS:GO. Oh no, not the words, the swear words. Yeah, we went to wine country. Went to an Airbnb. This Airbnb had chickens. It was pretty cool. The person in charge, they gave us like some instructions of like you don't have to worry about the chickens. They have like a solar powered chicken coop with like an automatic feeder, so we didn't have to do anything to them. But if you went out into the backyard, the chickens would immediately greet you. It was really cute. Though if you came in too hot, if you greeted them a little like too enthusiastically, they will peck at you. Luckily they didn't fly at you, but I do remember like the first time I saw them, I was like, oh, chickens! Wow! It was a brisk, Saturday morning. I went out into the backyard because Beans was just chilling in there, and then I saw the chickens, and then I was just kind of chilling there, but later on in the day, I wanted to go like, like see if I could like feed them something or play with them or something. I don't know why I thought that I could. It's not like they're dogs. Like in retrospect, I was kind of asking to get pecked at. But no, actually earlier in the day, I love nuggets. No, don't say that with pictures of chickens on the screen. That's mean. But earlier, another friend had went out into the backyard and like saw the chickens, and then minutes later she came out and was like, "The chickens were pecking at me." The chickens were pecking at me, and I'm like, "Oh no, what happened? Like, what did you do to make the chickens peck at you?" And she was like, "I don't know." Like they just started pecking at me. Later on in the day, I go out to kind of say hello to the chickens, and they started pecking at me too. So I think my theory is that I came in too hot. My theory is that like I greeted them a little too enthusiastically. I was, instead of just being like, "Oh hey chickens," I was like, "Oh chickens, let me pet you. Let me give you some affection." And they didn't like that. I don't think they like that. Yeah, the chickens vibe check them. Yeah, I think they did the same to me. They are their father's favorite child. You can do that trick where you pick them up and see their gyro stabilized head. I was kind of scared to pick them up. Like, here I am talking about, like, wanting to pet them and, like, touch them and stuff. But admittedly, I was looking at their feet. Like, I know that chicken feet is also a delicious treat to those who partake. But I was looking at their feet and, like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, they look like dinosaurs. Like, I know technically birds are dinosaurs, but like something about watching their feet was like, oh my gosh, like these look kind of dangerous actually. I thought about like, chicken fights too and how like those claws could really like do a number on you. So I was kind of too scared to pick them up, even though I would have really wanted to do the little like gyro head thing, like I was too scared. And there's only 2 chickens in this picture, but there were actually more in like the you can kind of see the chicken coop in the background. There's also like, I don't know what this was. It was like bamboo or something, but there was actually like a bunch of chickens just hiding out. They're really cute, but I came in too hot and they vibe checked me. We also, like I said, this was like a Friendsmas event. So we had a Secret Santa. It was like a really late Secret Santa. And my secrets, or the person that I was gifting for, I was the Secret Santa of, was Mega Bronson, who you might have seen on the channel, like whenever we collab, when we do our raft collabs. This is his PNGTuber that I designed. But yeah, oh, thank you for shouting out Mega Bronson. Yeah. So I was his Secret Santa, and I actually had a gift for him. He requested like a cooking related gift because he likes cooking. Unfortunately, when I bought it, this actually happened to multiple people in Los Pincos in California or Southern California. If you tried to order something on Amazon around the time that the fires were happening, which by the way, the fires are still happening, but if you ordered something off of Amazon, there was a very good chance that it got lost in the mail, which happened to both me and Beans and one other person. So it was unfortunate, but like the gift I got him, like I'm pretty sure was lost. So what we ended up doing is we ended up getting like a Steam gift card from like our local, like pharmacy store place, CVS. And I ended up getting him those, and then when we got to the location, I also broke out my Posca markers and I made him this little art piece. So, yeah. So I made this for him. And it's funny because the person that was my Secret Santa, they got me Posca markers. They got me more Posca markers. Because we used a service called Elfster, where that's if you ever have like a group of friends and you want to do like Secret Santa and still be included in it, you can use Elfster. It like automatically kind of like gives Secret Santa partners to people. And through this service, you can also like make a wish list and be like, oh yeah, I want this and that and this and that. So I actually put Posca markers on my list, and someone got it for me. And the person that got it for me, he's been in chat a couple times. His name is Young Childish, or Young. Yeah. I think he calls himself Young Childish. He's been in the chat a couple of times before, and the way that we were doing our reveals of like like, oh, I'm your Secret Santa, is like we first had to like describe the person and then just say like, oh, I was this person's Secret Santa. The Young Childish, when he was announcing my gift, he was like, oh, this person is actually like a Twitch streamer, and they actually have like a pretty cool following. And I was like, oh, who could it be? Like, I was, because like it wasn't revealed yet, like, who had like gotten their gifts and all of that. So I was like, oh man. And like other people in that group have streamed before, like Mega Bronson, like Beans, and then one other person is also a streamer in there. So I was like, oh man, who's the other person? And then everyone started looking at me. And I was like, oh, it's me. It's me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I do have a following. I have quite the cool following too. It's you guys. You guys are the following. I prefer Molotov with the same thing, but refillable. Because I'm a cool person. Thank you. A cool streamer instead of a lame streamer. I know, right? Could you imagine? It's like, this person is not only a bear, but also a really lame streamer. She talks about art history. Lame. But yeah, I was really flattered. And then like, I don't know, the like compliment was I don't know, it touched my heart so much that I not blew off the markers, but I was like, oh cool, markers. But also, thank you for saying that I'm a cool streamer. That makes me feel really nice inside. I did like the Posca markers though. I have some new Posca markers. They are flesh toned and blue. Like a lot of different shades of blue. And it's a bear. Who can that be? Well, it's funny because like if we're talking about bear like VTubers / PNGTubers in that group, there were at least 3. Because Beans was there. Beans and Mega Bronson were both there, so it really could have been any 3 of us if he had started out that way. So yeah, I got new Posca markers, and then this is actually what Beans ended up getting. Look, it's a it's a cat Gundam. It's a Nyandum. It's a Nyandum. It's Gun Tank, but as a cat, from like the first Gundam series. In the background, by the way, no one's getting dogs. That's just a Superman comic, because both Beans and I, we used to like both really like comics a lot, like especially DC. I'm a DC gal, especially like Bat Family. I love DC. I don't hate Marvel at all, by the way. I don't have any kind of like rivalry with Marvel. I am not a Marvel rival, but I just like didn't read the comics as much. I watched like the movies. I thought they were pretty neat. But I'm more of a DC gal when it comes to the comics, but both me and Beans haven't really been able to read comics that much lately because of like work and stuff. Teacher hates Marvel. No, I love Marvel. I love Mantis and Deadpool. Wait, Deadpool's Marvel, right? Yeah, I love Deadpool. I think Thor is really cool, and Loki has a show. And like, Teacher hates Dark Horse. No, I don't. Wait, which one's Dark Horse? The one with Death is that Dark Horse? The one with written by Neil Gaiman? Is that Dark Horse? What is considered Dark Horse? I actually Loki has a show. Which one? Like, I swear I feel like I read at least one Image comic. Like, I read at least one. But Bat Family, though. Bat Family. I love Bat Family. I love Damian Wayne. I think he's pretty cool. I like Dick Grayson. Richard Grayson. Now I think it's been like 6 years since I read a comic. It's also been a pretty long time for me too. The last time I was really into comics was like the New 52 for DC. X-Men? I grew up watching the 90s one, like the I grew up watching that one, but I don't remember much other than I did watch Deadpool and Wolverine a couple weeks ago. That one was funny. I love Gambit. I love Gambit so much. I'm about to make a name for myself. That show slapped. Yeah, I haven't watched the what is it, X-Men 96, which is supposed to be like an homage to it, or is it a continuation? I actually don't know, but I haven't watched it yet, but I would like to. It's more independent. Now I think let's see. My favorite Dark Horse series is the Nocturnals. I'm gonna look it up now. Dark Horse. I feel like I've read at least like one by them. Let's see. Sin City, Hellboy, 300, Ninja Gaiden, Star Wars. I actually haven't read any of these. I'm familiar with them. Back in high school, Beans used to be really into like comics. Like he was. I remember one of our first like interactions before we even started dating was like him just talking about like Golden Age versus Silver Age stuff. It was while we were playing a card game called Durak. There's a Plants vs. Zombies comic? What else? Yeah, I feel like I haven't really read any of these. Dark Horse Entertainment. Oh, here. Dark Horse Publications. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, there's a lot. 300. Oh, Aeon Flux. Okay. Alien Resurrection. Aliens. I am, in fact, reading it in alphabetical order. Is American Vampire, is that... No, that's DC, isn't it? Never mind. Okay, I'm starting to get a little too lazy to go through all of these. But I feel like for sure I've read at least one Dark Horse comic. I love Gambit. I haven't watched Wolverine Deadpool, but I love Gambit. Gambit's really good in that one. I know he always has the accent regardless of like where he's at, but like I love his accent in that one so much. Oh boy, I'm gonna make a name for myself. Nocturnals is a series by Dan Brereton, and the artwork is so beautiful. Ooh, Dark Horse isn't a cohesive universe, it's just more of an independent publisher. Ah. Yeah, he's got the Cajun accent, right? He's from New Orleans. New Orleans. Yeah, I've been wanting to get back into that. And Beans has too, which is why he requested like the Superman comic that you see in the background. Actually, can you see my cursor? Yeah, like it's Superman. We really like works by Grant Morrison. He's another like writer who wrote a lot of like Batman comics. He's the one that made like Damian Wayne. I don't know, he just has like a lot of really neat ones. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about from this trip is the food. It was so good. We didn't go out to eat that much. Oh, I think I just dropped a water bottle. Give me a second. We actually didn't eat out that much. We did a lot of cooking. And because the one like the few people that were down to like cook consistently. Okay, so basically we were all supposed to like I guess take charge of a specific like time to cook, right? Someone was gonna like be in charge of like cooking breakfast or like cooking dinner for one night, but it ended up just being like a couple people that were down to like cook, and one of them was like was vegan. Not it wasn't Beans, but it was like another friend of ours who happens to be vegan. Actually, speaking of which, let me mute for a second. Oh, just kidding. I thought I heard the door open. Oh no, you know what? Schneckery wants to leave. Give me a second. Okay, Schneckery has left the premises. Okay, the food looks delicious. Thank you. Since we're talking about comics, I remember a comic I read years ago called Souls. It's a comic about kids at the start of the apocalypse. Ooh, interesting. You posted in recommendation. Okay, cool. Thank you. But yeah, so the person that cooked a lot, she's vegan. So therefore a lot of what we ate was vegan, but it was so good. Like we all kind of like pitched in to get the ingredients and stuff. So everything that you see here is vegan. So starting from over here, we end up getting the materials for like a vegan charcuterie board, which I know that's not the proper, or I guess the French way to pronounce it. I actually don't know what the French pronunciation would be. Would it be like charcutier or whatever? But it's a charcuterie board. We have a vegan charcuterie board. Charcuterie board! Exactly. Yeah, this is all vegan. Can you believe it? Like the cheese, this is like truffle brie. This is, oh my gosh. So this is actually, this is actually dried mangoes from the Philippines. This is dried mangoes. One of Mega Bronson actually bought a whole bunch of like Filipino snacks. He bought the manghuan, he bought the dried mangoes. Oh man. Shiopi, hello, welcome. Phlegm charcuterie. But yeah, we gotta I'm just gonna keep calling it a charcuterie board. Dried mango is the best. Yes, especially the ones from the Philippines are like insane. Like they're so good. It just tastes like natural, you know, despite the fact that there's like a lot of sweetness to it. Charcuterie. Exactly, A Poland. Charcuterie board. Oh, you got your sticker, Shiopi. You got your sticker. But yeah, so like all this is vegan. Can you believe it? So we got dried apricot over here, dried mango. We got the truffle brie. I actually don't know what type of cheese this was. There was also some like cube cheese here. The texture for these two, this one and this one, it wasn't the best, but like, you know, flavor wise it was okay. But this one, the brie, I think I'm also just like really into truffles, but like it was insanely good. Like the texture was really creamy, super good. We also had vegan what is it, salami, and then one of our friends arranged it like a rose, like a rose petal. Can you retell the entire story? Sure, I can. I'm taking that block of cheese and eat it like an apple. It was really good. Goji, because I was just saying how like all the food that we had was vegan because the person that cooked was vegan, but a lot of us were helping, including Mega Bronson and myself for the last day. But yeah, this is our charcuterie board. Yeah, we got the vegan salami. This is honey, by the way. But then we started to launch into this conversation about like whether honey is vegan, because it depends on whether or not you view it as like bee labor, and different types of vegan will actually like have different preferences. So, for example, like beans will eat honey, but the friend that we were with, she was like, "Nah, I prefer not." But and I've seen like posts by like what is it, beekeepers saying that like, oh, like it's like a natural product that they make, and also if you don't harvest their honey, there's a potential that they could like, you know, go nuts, you know? Like the bees will like get sad or like go nuts and stuff. So actually it is more like morally correct to harvest honey. Or so I don't know. There's like a whole bunch of like debate about it. For me and beans, I would say that honey is vegan, but you know, other people will have different like opinions on that. You can have milk, or am I can? Oh, so I can have milk. So, my partner Beans is vegan, so he doesn't have any animal products, which includes milk and eggs, and like I said, for some people it's honey. Um, but for me, I'm pescatarian, so I still eat fish. I still eat like crab, shrimp, lobster, clams, you know, scallops. I still have that. I still have eggs, and I still have dairy. I love ice cream. I am lactose intolerant though. So like, you know, I will still have dairy, but my tummy is not going to be very happy with me a couple hours later. But, you know, it's one of those like you only live once. I'm going to eat the ice cream. Yum 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 yum. Depends on if you beat the bees. Yeah, I don't know what the whole like debate is, cuz I guess it's like whether or not it counts as an animal product, because like it, you know, does it come from the animal? I don't know. Because then it gets into a weird thing too with like have you guys heard the thing about figs? Do you guys like, have you guys ever had like a fig Newton, and there's like a little bit of a crunch to it, or even just like the fruit, like figs, they have a crunch to it, and the wives tale, the like lore about it is that like people would think that it was like, that's like wasps that are, you know, trapped in the flower, because I think it has something to do with how figs like grow. It's like when the plant is still just like a flower, there's something about like bees will like die in the flower, and then that develops into the fig. So like people would say like, oh, you're actually eating like wasp like parts, right? Like wasp, like you're eating dead bugs basically. But if you do the research into it, the figs aren't growing like out of, okay, they're kind of using the wasps as nutrients to grow, but the crunchy part of the fig isn't a wasp. Like you're not actually eating a wasp. But then that gets into like a weird like, okay, well, do you consider that an animal product, right? But I still eat figs, and I'm pretty sure Beans does as well. So I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it, cuz like the flower, the fruit is just growing, right? It's just using the wasp as energy, you know? They don't all need wasp in them, but it helps the taste. Wasps go inside the figs and die there. Yeah, that's like what we grew up thinking, right? It has something to do with that, but it's not necessarily like the crunch is the wasp. The crunch is like it's just like a natural part of the fig, but the fig uses the wasp to grow, right? So, but yeah, so it's that whole thing. Like, would you consider that an animal product? Would you consider honey an animal product? That kind of thing. And it's funny because I was also doing some research today about Hinduism and Jainism. And I found out that I don't know too much about Jainism, but it's another religion that you find in like South Asia, so like India, Bangladesh, Nepal, those places. And Jainism preaches, like, one of their biggest tenets is like non-violence, including to other animals, which is why a lot of, if someone identifies or they worship in Jainism, usually they're vegetarian. Usually they don't eat meat because it's like considered like violence towards an animal, right? um but people that are like like monks, like they're really I don't want to say extreme, but like the people that aren't like laymen, the really really intense like giants, they will go as far as to like cover their mouths with a mask so that their breath doesn't accidentally like disrupt the flight of like a flying insect. And then they'll even bring like a broom with them and sweep the floor right in front of them so they don't accidentally like step on an ant. Stuff like that. But that's not every giant. Like that's not every giant. Like if you meet someone in like another country and they are like from a giant family, they might not be doing that. They might just be like vegetarian, right? Honey is a product as well as jelly and propolis. Same with gelatin, by the way. Beans can't have gelatin because it's made out of bones. I actually didn't know that. I know some vegans don't want to eat some vegetables because it's common for insects to be found in or on the exterior, like broccoli. Ah, well, that means more broccoli for me because I like broccoli. No, but I get it. I totally get it. That is quite the conundrum, right? Like, what is considered vegan if like plants or like if bugs are part of like the development of that fruit or veggie, right? Pickles, hello, welcome. I want to eat the cheese. You can eat the cheese. Just know that it's made out of truffles. I love it though. I love it. But yeah, this is vegan charcuterie board. Really good. This was supposed to be vegan clam chowder, but we couldn't get the color right. We ended up okay, we'll just say vegan chowder because like you can't really call it clam chowder if there's no clams, right? But we made like vegan chowder and we made it with mushrooms. I don't really like cook from scratch that much. But I really wanted to help because I had been playing Balatro the entire weekend and I was starting to feel bad. So I was like, I'm gonna put down the iPad, I'm gonna put down the Balatro, and I'm gonna ask the cooks if they need any help. And they're like, yeah, sure, Vinka, how about you like it's because they were cooking two things at once. They were cooking this and they were cooking vegan jambalaya. So they were like, while I babysit the jambalaya, can you get us ready for the chowder? I bet baby Vinka. I was, for like a good amount of that vacation, I was just at the kitchen we were at had an island. I was just sitting at the island playing Balatro. And I wasn't like ignoring everyone because like everyone was still having conversations and they were playing board games and stuff around the table, like in the dining room and like next to the island. So I would be playing Balatro, but I would still be in the conversations. All I'm saying is that like I may have been addicted to Balatro, but I wasn't ignoring everybody. Oh, give me a second. Beans just got back. Okay, I'm back. You could probably see me laughing because Beans came in and was like, I see we're lying now. We're lying to the audience. No, you don't understand. I wasn't ignoring people. I wasn't ignoring people. I was on my iPad, but people were having conversations and I was participating in them. Especially when they were playing board games. I wasn't playing the board game. But I was watching the board game and I was laughing when they were laughing and I was trying to figure out the rules to the board game and eventually I did. We've been lied to. No, I wasn't lying. I was part of the conversation. I was laughing when they were laughing. And no one was like, Binka, can you put down the iPad please and join us? No one was saying that, you know? I don't know if they were talking behind my back and they're like, I can't believe Binka was just playing Balatro the entire trip. But no one said to my face that it was an issue. Binka's an iPad kid. No, I'm not an iPad kid. I'm a millennial. I work to share with the class. May I share? Sure, sure, if you want to. Got the Discord notification, but I got distracted by Instagram. It happens, it happens. Gelatin is made from all prog X's. Oh, bone fat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, spill the tea. Spill the hot goss. But anyway, as I was saying. People played some I also played board games. I also played board games during the trip. I played the Game of Life, but Mario edition, which is essentially just board game Mario Party. But literally that is what it was. Like there was even like mini games and stuff. We also gambled. I gambled too. See, I wasn't just playing Balatro the entire time. I was also gambling. All right, kids, like let that be a lesson to you. Balatro gambling. No, it wasn't Balatro gambling. It was real gambling, but it wasn't like with poker. We played. Are you guys familiar with a game called Left, Right, Center? It's like a low stakes gamble, I would say. I didn't take a picture of the thing, but it's pretty straightforward. So it's a game called Left, Right, Center. Is that what it's called? Wait. Left, right, center. You do bet real money, but it's pretty low stakes, I would say. Teacher said we could gamble away to get away from Balatro. Board game I want to play is trivia. Ooh, I do like trivia. So Left, Right, Center is like a dice game, and there is like kind of special dice as well. So like you roll, so everyone like starts out with, say, like we did it with chips, but to explain it, I'll explain it with like dollar bills. Or maybe should I bring out you know what? I'll bring out the MS Paint to explain myself. Okay. Oh, well, there's the dice. That's what the dice looks like. Let's get MS Paint. Let's see. Owen, hello. Welcome, Sparkly Race Cat Raid. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. I was actually lurking a little bit. Warp speed, Mr. Sulu. Oh my gosh, that's right. Your new like raid thingy. Nice. I saw the video that you posted. It looks so cool. Warp speed. Hello everyone. Hello. Let's see. Hello, Tetradoxic. Hello. Owen, hello. Welcome, welcome. They went to Plaid. Welcome everybody. I was just talking about the mini vacation that I took. I was showing off the vegan food that we made throughout the trip. We went to wine country. I won't say where, but we went to a wine country. Well, not a wine country. We went to a place in California that is considered wine country. There were chickens. We did some Secret Santa as well. And then I was just showing off the food. All of this is vegan. Look, we got a vegan charcuterie board. Got vegan chowder, even though we couldn't get the white color. Got vegan seafood boil. And then we got vegan jambalaya. So I was gonna explain all the gambling that we did. That looks yummy. Wine country's nice. Even if you don't drink, there's always cool things to do. Yeah, there is. And good food, yeah. There was a vegan cheese place that we went to. It was really good. I was just talking about how like my favorite out of these was the truffle brie. This one over here. It was so creamy. It was like adult Lunchables. I love brie. Yeah, me too. Me too. But yeah, mechanics and Owen, if you have to do any post-stream care, no worries at all. I'm just gonna be yapping. I was gonna do a demonstration of a game that we played called Left, Right, Center. So it was a gambling game that you do gamble real money, but it's pretty low stakes. Like you at most lose $3. But also Pickles the Dill had also offered to share some tea with the class. So let's read this. At work, the general manager at my store is verbally abusive. Oh no, and uses not cool diction that's unethical and unprofessional. Oh no. And shared a medical diagnosis that they did not have consent to share with other staff members. I've been spreading and encouraging the use of the HR email and phone hotline to report not cool behavior. Ooh, okay, I'm pretty invested. Tell me more. One time in school, I bought trivia card. At the end of the day, no one wanted to play because I didn't stop winning. Yeah, I feel like if you know like everything about like the trivia, people will be like, "Oh, this isn't fun anymore." Let's see, what's the vegan cheese mainly made of? I think cashews. Is probably like a popular way to like make vegan cheese. And then this one, like I said, is called truffle brie. So they probably use some kind of truffles in it. The mushrooms. I can only assume spite, that too. Hey man, who has that much cash? Okay, so yeah, I was gonna show. So this is like, you use special dice. I think you can also use like any kind of dice too, but you do have like a type of dice. But I was gonna load up MS Paint. There we go. Okay, so you have different types of dice. Wait, let me maybe something thicker. There we go. You have different types of dice. And then you got like your money. Here you go. Let's do a little Binka buck. There you go. And we only use like $1 bills too. Is it against TOS to talk about gambling? Actually, now that I talk about that, how about this? We were betting Binka bucks. we were betting Binka bucks. Uh-oh. John Twitch is gonna break my kneecaps. There you go. So you got like three Binka bucks. Totally fungible Binka bucks. And you got your dice here. There we go. We got our dice. So everyone sits in a circle. So you know, let's just put some heads here. Let's say that this is me. And there's someone over here, someone over here, someone over here. Everyone has $3, and then you have like 3 dice per dollar that you have. And then you roll the dice, and the dice can either have a circle, which means that you keep your dollar, or it can have a star, meaning that you have to put the dollar into like the center of the table, which is essentially the pot. That's what ends up like getting 1 at the end. Not sure if talking about Gamba is TOS, but I'm sure that encouraging it is against TOS. Oh, okay, then don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just teaching you. I'm just talking about what we did. You guys don't have to do it. So if you get a star, your dollar goes into the pot, into the center of the table. Or the dice can say either left or right. Now, if it says right or left, then you have to give that dollar to the person next to you, depending on which direction it is. So if it says right, then I would have to hand this dollar off to the person on my right. All right. So, and then if it said left, then I would have to hand it off to the person on my left, basically. So basically, the thing with this game is that it's really easy to like lose the money. So you have everyone starts off with $3. You roll 3 dice, and then like depending on what it says there, that kind of dictates what happens to your $3. So best case scenario is that you get 3 dots, because that means you keep all 3 of your dollary dues. But of course, that doesn't always happen. If you get 3 stars, that means you lose all 3 of your dollars. They go in the center. But what's more realistic is like, let's say this. So you got 1 dot, you have 1 star. So excuse me. So this dollar goes into the center, right? Can I resize it? There you go. Dollar goes there. And then another dollar goes over to the left. Goes over to like this person. So that means I'm left with $1. I only have one Binka buck to my name. Let me snooze that ad. And then I do see that you updated us, Pickles, so I will just finish off my my explanation of this game. So yeah, basically like everyone goes around the circle, you roll the dice, you see what happens to your dollar, and the game doesn't end until everyone's money is in the pot, in the center. And then whoever is the last person standing, they get the entire pot. So it's actually pretty low stakes because like at most you only lose $3, but like the person who wins can, like, depending on how many people are winning, you could win like $20. So yeah. So it was pretty fun in that regard. And also, even if you lose all of your dollary dues, all of your Binka bucks, you could come back in if the person next to you like has to give their dollar back to you. Does that make sense? But yeah, we played that. It was pretty fun. It's fun because it's low stakes, you know? If people were like using $20 bills or like $50 bills, then it would be like kind of intense. It'd be like, you're lying! Like, you rigged the dice! Let me see your dice! Let me see your dice, give it here! Alright, so let's see, because we did not talk about gambling at all. If John Twitch shows up, we were not talking about this at all. I was talking about what I did. I wasn't saying that you guys had to do it. Not my D&D dice. Alright, let's catch up on chat. There's 400 questions, so good luck remembering it. Not the Nico kneecaps. I'm an impressionable youth and I have been convinced to gamble by this art fair. No. No, I was just kidding. This isn't a real game. I just made it up for the hee hee ha-has. Wake up, babe. New Binka coin. Bitcoin just dropped. Not sure if oh yeah, I read that part already. Okay, so here's the update from Pickles. On top of that, the general manager fired a bunch of people who had been working at the store, which isn't uncommon. They tend to clean house, but none of the fired staff have received their termination letters, and some of their computer systems still have their names. So a few staff members think they were never fired in the system officially and have only been taken off of the schedule. Manager also encourages staff to lie to customers to up and sell the product. Oh my gosh. This guy sounds like terrible. I play Binka in attack position. What would my like card ability be? Like, you gotta learn about art history now. And also you get direct damage, 700 life points. We're talking about passing papers in dice games, not any gambas indeed. Exactly. D&D I wish to play someday. Oh yeah, there's definitely people out there that would want to you know, like play D&D. If you don't have like a group of like NRL friends that want to play, there's plenty of people online, I would say, right? But yeah. How did we get into this conversation? I was talking about how I was helping people cook because I felt bad for playing Balatro the entire time. So back to the food. This is chowder. This is the one that I helped out with. We could zoom in some more. I put the parsley on there. Basically, my job was to just read the recipe and gather the ingredients, measure them out. And I did help with the actual cooking, but it was kind of my first time making chowder. I don't know if you guys have ever made chowder before, but it's one of those soups that you have to like thicken a little with like flour. And then you got to be like very particular about how you put the flour in. You can't just like dump it all in the pot because then it clumps. You actually have to like sprinkle it. You have to sprinkle it as you're like adding like the vegetable broth and stuff like that, or whatever broth you're using. It was pretty good. It was really good. We the thing is, like, we wanted it to be like kind of like clam chowder, so we wanted it to have like kind of a seafood taste to it. We found out there's this thing called kelp granules. You guys heard of kelp granules? Basically, it gives a little bit of that ocean taste to it. But we made it with mushrooms and potatoes and carrots and I forgot what else. Garlic, lots of garlic actually. Help to get into Balatro. Oh, I speaking of like not encouraging gambling. Well, at least with Balatro, it's not with real money. Well, you do have to pay for the game, but like there's no actual like gambling or like actual money exchange with that. So I would recommend it if you can, if you don't mind paying for the game. Balatra's pretty fun, and it does help to learn about poker hands. So I think it's neat. Not a big fan of soup. The only one I like is chicken pasta soup and tomato meatball soup. Ooh, I love soup. Like, I grew up with like a Filipino sour soup called sinigang. It's my favorite. There's lots of soup that I like. Oh yeah, we're having an ad break soon, by the way. We do have an ad break soon. So how about this? I'll put you. Hey, no bombing each other. I'll put you guys in the cup corner. And then Beans actually just got me some food, so I'm gonna start munching on this salad. I'll see you guys after the ad break. Okay, we back. We're back. Welcome back. You guys are trying to eat the sky now? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, and then Pickles is continuing. The manager in question doesn't even do anything in the store, really. They claim they clean a lot, but they mostly claim the credit of other workers while all they do is sit on their car in the parking lot or in the office. They only really work if upper management is visiting. No one really wants to work with them because they know they would essentially be running the shift by themselves. It's created an unnecessarily stressful work environment. Oh no! I'm hoping this is building up to some kind of like, anyway, he's fired. Like, they want to make me assistant general manager, but I just want to leave the company. No! Should be om-nomming. I am om-nomming. So, Beans got me a taco salad. It's like all the ingredients that you would find in a taco, but just make it a super big salad. So it's got like lettuce, has let's see, beans, it has some tortilla chips, like small ones, it's got like avocado. It's really good. I like it. And jalapenos. I love jalapenos. I love the spice. Let's get back to class, shall we? Oh yeah, we're talking more about food. Remind me to tell you guys that I also had Cajun food recently. So good. Okay. Actually, speaking of Cajun. So, the first day, actually, so the chowder... Sorry, I kind of put this in... Oh, excuse me. I have to burp. The first day, we actually had this seafood boil, and, what else did we have? The charcuterie? I forgot what else we had, but... Hello, Zako. Hello. Yeah, I was talking about the trip that I went on and how all of this food that you see here is vegan. It was really good. So, on the first day, we had vegan seafood boil. This one was really good. Like, I don't even know, like, I wasn't really paying attention when they made it, but, like, there's something about the spice that was, like, it's kind of like it creeps up on you. So, this is, like, fake vegan shrimp, with corn. We also had, like, potatoes and then some limon. And then the sauce, I don't know what the sauce is made of, but it like had this kind of like slow burn reaction where like you would eat it and you would feel the heat, right? You would feel the heat. And then after eating like, I don't know, like 10 more bites or something, then it's like, oh, this is spicy actually. like it built up. That's the word that I'm looking for. It built up. So it was good. It was really good. And we had a lot of leftovers, so we ate it for the second day too. And we also had jambalaya, which I didn't help that much in this one, but this is what was cooking while I was helping them with the chowder. So they had like rice, there's beans, there's celery in here. I'm not the biggest fan of celery, but like when it was like cooked down like this, it was pretty good. What else? I actually forgot what else they had, but the sauce was also really good. Really like jambalaya. So yeah, these two, ooh, this is so good. Especially this. I still think about the seafood boil a lot. They do have fake vegan shrimp. I don't quite know what it's made out of. I know that they probably use like some kind of mold, like not mold, but you know, like to shape something, like that kind of mold in order to make it. It's really good. I like the texture a lot. Leftover salads, I got tomato and tuna and 2 slices of bread. Ooh, I love, just add tuna to anything. I love it so much. Like if you've ever had like the bulldog noodles, add a little dollop of tuna on top. Especially if it's like tuna salad, like with a little bit of the Kewpie mayo. I love that combo so much. I didn't know that was a combo until like maybe a year ago. Where'd I go? I won't say specifically where, but it's a place that you could consider wine country. But I found out that even if you Google that, like there's a whole bunch of different like areas that are considered wine country. But yeah, we basically went to wine country. I heard through the grapevine that the manager is under investigation for other stuff, but we don't have any news. I think this is the end of the tea. Yo, good luck. I hope that it evolves from like an investigation to like that guy is gone now. His reign of terror is over. Tired of vegan food being like fake this. Let the plants shine. I understand, yeah. I understand. I honestly don't mind it, you know, if it's like, you know, fake. I guess it just like adds to the, what is it, to the feel of certain dishes, like, you know, calling it a vegan seafood boil. Honestly, don't have too much of a problem with it, really. Proteins is probably shroom or beans. I can subsist on them and rice. We actually didn't go to a vineyard. We actually didn't. It's funny because like we went to wine country, but none of us actually like are like wine people. We just went because like we had I can't say too much, but we had a unique opportunity with the what's it called? With the Airbnb. Yeah. So but like none of us are actually wine people. Like if anything, all of us are like very introverted. A lot of us just stayed in the Airbnb and like played video games and watched TV all day. Or like watch Netflix all day. We played like board games, so it was actually a really nice bonding experience for all of us. But like none of us actually wanted to go to like a vineyard. We did go to local places for like the vegan cheese though. It was really good. Followed a jambalaya recipe from my library book, and my family, particularly my sister, loved it. They even asked for it again, and I never found the same library book again. No. Maybe if you remember like the ingredients, maybe you could like try to cook it up again. Man. Dang, I do like jambalaya. I grew up with the boxed jambalaya, like the Zatarans. Like my dad would make that all the time. It's so good. Let's see. That's the name of the wine country. Okay. We didn't do wine stuff. Let's see. Did you go on a leadership retreat, but for adults? Kinda. I did do a lot of leadership retreats when I was in college, but it wasn't really a leadership retreat. It was just a retreat. It was just like there weren't any of those like you know, activities where it's like we learn a lesson. It's literally just like, you know, we all cook, we all watch we watch the cyberpunk anime, even though me and Beans have seen it before and love it. We rewatched it this time with our friends, played some board games, we were just chit-chatting, you know. I was playing Balatro, a lot of it. What else did we do? We did do like Secret Santa. I think they did also want to do like poker night, but like no one ended up. Okay, it's funny because like people were like, "Oh, let's do poker, and then like come the day of, people are like, "Oh, I actually don't know how to play poker." It's like, then why did you recommend poker if you don't know how to play it? Not that I want to talk. I also didn't know a lot about how to play poker. I know Texas Hold'em, and of course now Balatro. And I know Pasoy. I like Pasoy, and like you kind of use poker hands in Pasoy dos. So I know that, but actually like betting and, you know, having to bluff, I actually have never done that before. So I somewhat did remember the ingredients, so I tried to recreate the best of my knowledge, but my sister was like, "It's not the same." Oh no. Can you tell us more about the vegan cheese? Yeah, sure. Let me go ahead and navigate over to the vegan charcuterie board. Let's see if I can I'm gonna look up the place where they bought the cheese and see if they like have any ingredients. I can't show it on screen. Once again, even if you figure out like where it is that we went, like it's not gonna be too big of a deal, but you know, I wanna be a little safe. Let's see. Back to the cheese. The one that I said that I like is the truffle brie. Let's see what else we have here. It's funny because a lot of these vegan cheeses are like, they're made with like cashews or nuts, and like the packaging just says like nut in like big letters. Looking at the charcuterie board makes me crave one. I really want to learn tasting cheese. I don't know nothing about tasting cheese other than the fact that they taste good. Nut. These nuts. Oh no. Look what oh no. You guys keep on saying nut in the chat. No. Well, at least it's better than putting poop in the chat. No, don't do that either. No. Walnut. We nutty. You know what? I think it's fine if I just show you the spot. I at this point I feel like I'm just like gatekeeping it from you, but here we go. There's this place called the Vreamery. It's not the Creamery, it's the Vreamery. So they sell a whole bunch of like vegan cheeses. So that's why it's like nut. Like look at this one. It just says nut. Great taste. Simply blue. So a rich, sharp, plant-based blue alternative to Roquefort. Perfect for crackers or melted down into sauces imported from Spain. There we go. So it's made out of cashew, coconut extract, penicillin roqueforti, salt cultures, and contains cashew and coconut. Nut? Joe Mama. What's this one? Garlic herb cream cheese style spread. Freezer friendly. So this one's made out of cashews, coconut oil, coconut milk, quinoa, sea salt, chickpea miso. Let's see, koji spores, basil, parsley, chives, garlic, fermented oregano. So yeah, like those are some of the ingredients. Nuts. Nut. Let's see. I don't know if we can. Where is this the brie? Is this the one that we had? The brie had like a funny like I guess texture to the back of it, so I don't think this is it. This is also made out of cashews, quinoa, yeast. Let's see. I guess the ones that we got were specifically from the Vreamery. So, ooh, with flowers. Is this the grated Parmesan with truffle? Seasoned Parmesan cheese. So all of these, I guess, are also. Oh, you know what? Rebel cheese. Some of the ones we had were called Rebel. That's what I remember. So if you guys are interested, I would definitely recommend a lot of these. The brie was just. I just keep thinking about it. I just keep thinking about the brie. Pepper jack. They had ranch dressing. I actually didn't see that. This place also serves sandwiches. It was that Gouda? Yes, I would say that it was that Gouda. It was so good. It was so good. So Gouda. Yeah, so the place that we went to, Vreamery, also had like sandwiches too. Sandwiches. I had one called like Happy Ham. So they had like a ham substitute and like a turkey substitute. Man. And we had that like the last day we were there. Like in the car ride back, we were eating those sandwiches. It was so good. So good. That's all I can really say, really, is that like it was delicious. And if you have the luxury of, I don't know how they got the vegan salami. I don't know what it was made out of, but it was very seasoned. Ham mentioned. Yeah, definitely check it out. So that's actually it for. Oh no, that's not it. So the day that we left, I really wanted to go to a mission the entire trip, because like otherwise there honestly wasn't much else to do. but I wanted to go to a mission because I am interested in like colonial architecture, especially because like, well, of course, like I don't like colonialism, but I am interested in the idea of like indigenous survival, is what you kind of call it, is like signs of like, people like to assume that like in situations of like colonialism that the indigenous peoples were like quote unquote conquered, that like their culture didn't survive, it was replaced by like the colonizer culture, right? And that's never the case. Beeplebees, hello, welcome. I was talking about a trip that I went to a mission. Well, I went to wine country in California. The native culture peeking through. Yeah, exactly, Pickles. That's one of my favorite things to see, is like evidence or signs of like the native culture kind of like peeking through, like the survival of like the culture. And I think it's really cool in the context of architecture. I think it's cool in general, but like especially with like traditions and religion and stuff, but especially in architecture, because there are churches in like Mexico and parts of like California that like has indigenous like native influence. What was it? Thank you for the pet, Julian. Thank you. What church was it? There was a church where like they even had like like it's a church to like, you know, the Christian Catholic God or whatever, but like if you look really closely at the iconography, it was using like the iconography of like the old like Aztec gods, you know. Good job, you got 100 stickers. Good job, beeplebees. Hehe. Nice. You got the streaks going. So yeah, that's why I think I'm really interested in like colonial architecture, because like you do see like a little bit of the indigenous peeking through. So in this case, I also just think that it's very like aesthetically interesting because it's very uniquely, you know, like Southwest, like this kind of architecture right here. I think it's cool, especially with like the native plants. Like there's agave, there was some cacti. And like I mentioned, we didn't get a chance to do the usually if you go to a mission, you can do like a little tour. It's usually not free. Like it's usually like $12 or something per person. And on one hand, like we could have paid the $12, but also like we were in a hurry to get back before the Los Bincos traffic was setting in, right? Because it was already the afternoon by this point. So instead, we just opted to like walk around the surrounding area. So like I like these pillars or not pillars, like these corridors. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, the $12 is not bad at all. It's not bad, but we were also in a like. It was gonna take like a couple hours to get back to Los Osos, and we were afraid that if we got back right at like 5 o'clock, like we were gonna be like in traffic. And by this point, like Beans was already like not looking forward to like because he drove. It was like I said, a multiple hour drive, and to get back home and immediately be in like another 45 minutes of traffic because of the time, we were not down. So I think by this point we were like, okay, let's just look around, we'll go to the gift shop, and that's it. We got to skedaddle, right? So on one hand, it was also partially like the rush was also because like I was a little indecisive too. Like I wanted to go, but I kind of sort of wanted to like go with other people, and Beans was always down to go with me, but I think the entire group, we were a little indecisive of whether or not we were actually gonna go. Yeah, hello Whitehead, you got your sticker. You got your sticker. Like all throughout the trip, because I had like helped with making the itinerary too, and I was like, oh, these are some of the things that we could do. These are the vegan restaurants. These are some of the sites to see, and there's also this mission that I would be really interested in going. So if anyone else is interested, let me know. You know. And then like the first 2 days the first day that we were there, people were like, oh yeah, I'd be interested in going to the mission. Yeah, I'm interested. And then like the second day comes, and I'm like, okay, maybe we could go today. So it wasn't me, it was like Beans or someone else was asking like, okay, so who's going to the mission? And are we going today? Right? No one else raised their hand. It was literally just me. And then I didn't want to be like a spoiled sport. So I was like, oh, if no one else wants to go, then it's okay. We don't have to go. And like, but in my heart of hearts, I was like, well, I wanted to go though. Like, and I think it's because people were tired and they were feeling pretty lazy, and we had been drinking the night before. So like, I think people just didn't have the energy, and I was like, you know what? It's okay. But I think Beans like kind of sensed that I really wanted to go. So like he kept on like being like, oh, let's go. And I think in the end, like I was still indecisive too. So I'm like, it's fine. And then because the thing is like the mission also closed by a certain time. And I think by this point it was like 2:30. So it was like either we either go right now or we don't, right? And this was on the second day that we were there. So so I had already kind of like resigned to the idea that like, okay, we're probably not gonna go. It's fine. And then people started suddenly being like, Adia, hello. 14 months, thank you. Are you gonna try and go to sleep? Muy triste. I know, very triste. Dia, hello, welcome. We're talking about the little mini vacation I went to. Julian, if you are gonna go to sleep, no worries. Get some rest. Get some rest. But yeah, I was already kind of like resigned to the idea of like, you know, not going. And then in the end we decided like, you know what, we'll go on day 3 right before we leave to go back home. And that's what we did. That's what we did. But unfortunately, there was a little bit of that rush because we wanted to get home before the traffic. But yeah. So, but at the very least, we got to go, you know, at the very least. And I was able to get these pictures. I kind of like desert aesthetics in a way, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of like the rocky, like, cactus, you know, nature perseveres even though it's hot as hell, you know? Like, I kind of like that aesthetic, kind of. We went to the gift shop and it was kind of funny because it was just me, Mega Bronson, and Beans. And neither of us are devoutly Christian at all. Like, I didn't even grow up super Christian. Like, my parents are like, okay, here's how you pray. And then that's it. Like, we didn't even go to church. Like, I got baptized. Can you imagine, like, little cub me getting dipped in the water? And that's it. Like, that's it. That's the extent of my religiosity, other than the fact that I studied it as a minor. I also like the architecture a lot. I also like the desert architecture. It's true. Like, I was still able to go. I was still able to see the really cool architecture. I didn't include it here, but I took another picture of, like, the bars here. They were painted in a really cool way. They also had a cannon. Like, there's also, like, I don't know, was it here? There was, like, an actual cannon here. Got yeeted into the holy tub. Exactly. My little cub self was yeeted into the holy water tub. Sorry, I got a burp again. But yeah, we went to the gift shop and, like, none of us are really religious, but I wanted to get something that was, like, unique to this mission. So I ended up getting a little card. I don't know. Did you guys know that they have, like, little saint cards where it's almost like trading cards, but it's for a saint. And if you, like, turn it around, you get information about the saint. Those baby baptism videos are hilarious. Yeah, like the Orthodox ones, right? Where the priests, I don't know if you would call them the priests if they're Orthodox, but, like, they're just yeeting the babies into eating the babies into the tub, and they're, like, making them surf and stuff. Saint TZG went, Dia, that's exactly what we were talking about. That's exactly what we were. Yes, exactly. I put my bishop in attack mode. Literally, that's what we were talking about. Like, me, Beans, and Mega Bronson were just, like, giggling in the back of the gift shop. I understand this is very sacrilegious, right? It's very sacrilegious. Get blessed. That and during the Panini when they were baptizing babies with super soakers. Yeah. Exactly. So I got a specific saint. I'm actually gonna get it right now because she looked indigenous. I'll even read it out to you guys. So this is Saint Kateri Tekakwitha. It seems like she's an indigenous saint. So, loving God, we celebrate Saint Kateri Tekakwitha, Lily of the Mohawks, as one of your son's most faithful followers. Oh, I guess this is all like a prayer. You guys want to pray with me? What is this? Help us turn away all evil and walk in her footsteps, sharing our love and concern with others. Let us revere your mystical presence in the poor and suffering as did she. Through Kateri's powerful intercession, we ask that you grant us the special favor we ask in her name. It says in parentheses, mention your intentions. Share your healing and peace, especially with the friends, family, and the sick, whom we commend to your loving care. We ask this through your crucified and risen Son, Lord Jesus Christ, the eternal Word, who lives with you forever and ever. Amen. Amen. But yeah, I bought a saint trading card. So that's the one that I got. So there you go. You guys get some blessings for today. This is a public school. This isn't a private school. So if you're not Christian, it's okay. But yeah, that's what I ended up getting from the gift shop. Catholicism gotcha. There's multiple Bible card games? Tell me more. Like, I am interested. I'll drop the vid talking about it in Discord. Yes, please. That'd be a fun way to learn about the saints too, because I find saints very fascinating because oftentimes, especially if it's like saints from like an indigenous like group, sometimes saints can basically be like the indigenous like religion kind of peeking through, right? Like Like, oh, that's not a different god. That's just a Catholic saint. And isn't that like Pentiment also kind of goes into that too? The saints are wild sometimes. Yeah, I remember back during my college days, I went to this museum that had a really interesting exhibit. It was called like Saintly Sinners or something like that, and it showed a bunch of saints that were like, technically they're all like canonized saints, but they were like kind of questionable. It's like the saint of like cartels, or the saint of like thieves and like prostitutes and stuff like that. I thought it was super interesting because it's like yeah, they're saints, but of like the people that are like on the fringes of society, so to speak. I don't know enough to share. No, it's okay. It's okay. I think it's really interesting as just a topic, right? As like a concept. It's like saints are associated with like, being saintly and godly and like morally good, but you also have these saints of like thieves and like murderers and stuff. I'm gonna bounce. Have a lovely stream. Thank you for stopping by, Gojikins. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for hanging with us. Yeah, it was a really cool. Let's see if I can I find that museum again? I remember it was called like Saintly Sinners. I guess there's also a show called Saintly Sinners. Museum? Sinful Saints and Saintly Sinners. Yeah, I remember seeing this one. Did they have any other ones? Santa Muerte. Yes, okay. Let's see if I can show this to you guys. There's one saint that I had their tatas cut off and holds them on a plate. Dang! Here, there we go. It's from this museum over here. But let me play. I'll keep the music playing. La Santísima Muerte. Mass in honor of the Black Santa Muerte, filmed in LA. Or Los Pincos. So this is kind of like saintly death, or like... Wait, their name is Professor Cielo. Like... Profesora Cielo. It's Profesora Cielo. I won't play the whole thing because you can check it out for yourself. Oh, actually, it's actually a pretty long video too, but it was pretty cool. I think I remember seeing like they had a statue for Santa Muerte, and if you're not familiar, Santa Muerte is like this. Oh no, doxed. Santa Muerte is like this saint that is associated with like the idea of death, right? But I do think that it comes from like pre-colonial, like they call it like pre-Columbian, as in like before Columbus like came. So like pre-Columbian traditions of like death deities, right? Like I think in Aztec religion, I think the name was Mictlantecutli. Mega Bronson, hello. I was just telling the Bibinkovs about our vacay. Our mini vacay in wine country. We're talking about how we were like us and Beans were giggling about, the idea of like Saint TCG, like the trading card saints. And then we started talking about like this idea of like saints, but like at the fringes of society. So like the saint of gun shooters and the saint of sex workers, stuff like that. So I always think that's really interesting. So we were looking at this really old exhibit at a museum in Los Pincos that kind of like went into that. So like Santa Muerte, she's like a saint that is worshipped nowadays, but I do feel like it probably came from like pre-colonial beliefs of like worshipping death. And like I know that one of the death deities, her name was like Mictlantecutli, which is like the goddess of the underworld. I combined Jesus, Mary, and Joseph to summon the Holy Trinity. Holy Trinity obliterate! Ah! Exactly. But yeah, that kind of stuff interests me. So if there's already a Saint TCG, because Mega Bronson, someone I think was it beeplebees that said that there's already like a who said it? Yeah, there's already like Christian TCGs. I'm kind of curious. Exodia obliterate. Hurry, pull a Kent Clark. Just take the glasses off. Let's see. Thanks for shouting out Cielo. Matthew, thank you. But yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of the trip. Like after this, we went back home. It was a pretty long drive, but it was pretty good. Oh, Mega Bronson, I was showing off the gift that I gave you for Secret Santa. Wait, what did I do? Oh, we were watching a video about the worship of Santa Muerte, and the person that was in charge was hey, no, why? There was a person on screen who they're a teacher, or basically they were called like Profesora Cielo. Oh, Schnackery. Schnackery's in the house. Yeah, her name was Profesora Cielo. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. We were just talking about like saints, and then like this includes like Santa Muerte, stuff like that. Let's see, hey, guess what? You sent the vid in the Discord? Thank you. I placed baby Jesus in defense mode and end my turn. Duro monstacado. Schnackery. We found it. Bible-based trading card games? That's incredible. I'm gonna watch this. You place it with your art collection? I'm flattered. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I was actually working on it, like, I think the first day that we were there. Because I think I was too tired. Yeah, I worked on it, like, the morning of, like, the morning before we were supposed to, like, give it. I was, like, scribbling away with my Posca markers. I'm glad you like it. I played Judas in attack mode. Duro monster cado. Do you know that Yu-Gi-Oh meme? The Duro monster cado. It's from like a section of Yu-Gi-Oh where it's a filler. It's the Orichalcos arc where Yugi or I guess Yami, the pharaoh, he thinks that that the original Yugi is like dead. So in his anger, he's like killing the insect guy, but with dual monsters, you see. What does Pot of Greed do? It summons Pot of Greed, which allows me to draw 2 additional cards. That's not what it does. It do what it do, Yugi. Let's see if I can find the Duro Monster Cado. Monster Cado. I still, even though like this is the end of me talking about the vacation, there are a couple of other things that I wanted to chit chat about, because you'll notice that I really did want to stream on Monday, but I was too tired from the trip, so I was like, okay, we'll just stream on Wednesday then. And then 2 things came up. I had to actually help out at work with like an evening work event. I can't go into like the specifics of it. And then Wednesday, a friend of mine from the Filipino like college club that I keep talking about, she said that she's going away for a while. She's moving. So we were kind of having her despedida, her like going away party. I placed this with my art collection. Wait, what? Are you talking about like the painting that you place? I'm flattered. Oh, it deleted. Oh, okay. I still see your original message. I still see it. No worries. Oh no. Oh, did you press the arrow keys? Because that happens to me. I don't know if like Twitch does that sometimes, where I'll be typing a message, and if you type up or down, it like goes to your previous message for some reason. Yeah. Press down, see if it recovers your message at all, because that's happened to me too. That's happened to me too. And I'll be like, why is it showing my previous message? My fingers do that a lot. Your fat fingers do that a lot. It's okay. My paws do that a lot, too. But it's okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so on Tuesday, in it, I had to do a work event, and it's toe beans. It's true. So it's kind of like my usual line of work. Like I was still teaching a class, but it was with older people. Or I'll just say like they were elderly. They were pretty elderly people. So it was kind of different because like I usually do like these art workshops and stuff. But the art workshops are kind of like for all ages. So it was just interesting because with the older folks, um how do I say this? Like, I wasn't getting a lot of like facial feedback, if that makes sense. Like, I would tell them something about like a piece of art, and usually when I tell it to the kids, like, usually there's some kind of facial reaction, right? Like, either like surprise or like even if they're bored, right? Like, you can kind of tell. These old folks were like looking at me, and like their expressions were just like blank. They're just like, I don't know, like I'd be telling about like I do like to incorporate a little bit of storytelling into like my educational stuff, especially for work. And like I would be telling them this story of like I was telling the story of something called what is it? Have you guys heard of the Popol Vuh? I'll spell it in chat. It's like the Maya it's like a Maya text, and it has like the Mayan like origin story. It's pretty unsettling. It kind of was. But I do have kind of like a funny follow up to that. I was saying, how does it feel to have your art sitting in an authentic Shepherd Fairies, a Keith Haring, and a Liechtenstein? That feels pretty sick. That feels pretty cool. That actually makes me feel really nice. Thank you for putting my work next to the greats. Vaguely? Okay, so I'll share this. So the Popol Vuh is a text. It's a Maya text, and it goes kind of into like people sometimes refer to it as like the Maya Bible because it goes into like the origin of the world. It goes into like, oh, on the first day this happened, on the second day this happened. But it's like I don't know. I don't like comparing it to I don't like just like comparing it to like another text, but it essentially does like kind of go over like kind of the Maya origin story and stuff like that. So it goes over like, oh, the Maya gods, they wanted to create like land, and they wanted to create people that would worship them. So they tried to create or they created animals at first, and they told the animals like, oh, speak my name, but the animals couldn't say anything. They could just like grunt and like honk and like all those things. So the gods just like released the animals into the wild to be animals, you know. And then they tried to make people, but they made them out of mud, but the people made out of mud couldn't like speak or do anything, so they got rid of them. And they made people out of wood. And then but the people that were made out of wood, they didn't have any like hearts or minds, so all they could do was like chatter. Like they could still they made Gabba's pedal. So the people that were made out of wood, they could talk and they could procreate with one another, but they didn't, quote unquote, they didn't have hearts or minds. So oh my god, me. So the people made out of wood, the gods decided to make them into monkeys and like let them play in the trees and stuff like that. And then finally, the gods made people out of corn, out of maize. So, and then this ended up being like the creation that like that worked. Like the people, they could worship the gods, they could speak, they could procreate with one another, they had hearts and they had minds, and that was humanity. They made humanity out of corn. So we you humans are made out of corn. So, I do like the story. Yeah, we're made out of corn, exactly. Elote. Exactly. I was telling this story to the older folks, and like, just so corny. Love corn. Yeah, exactly. My blood is high fructose corn syrup. It's true. Mine too. But yeah, usually when I tell the story to like students, there's like a little bit more of like awe or like or you know, even if it's negative, even if students are like, what, corn, that's weird, miss, like that's still a reaction, right? But like with the older folks, it was just like blank. It was just mm-hmm. And then like we eventually finished off our art workshop thingy with the old folks, and it's funny because here's the funny like ending to it. the person that was in charge of the event, they like came up to me and they're like, "Oh my god, Binko, you did such a good job. Like that was amazing to like hear you tell that story and like lead them through that art activity and like you did such a good job." And then this was the kicker for me. It was like, that was the most engaged I've seen that audience ever. And I'm like, huh? Like, what do you mean? Like, you mean other people get like less engagement than this? Like, tough crowd. No, and the thing is, like, they weren't even like, even though they didn't react that much with their face, at the very end of the class, there were a couple of people that came up to me and they're like, "Oh, that was really nice. Thank you for leading that program with us." They were actually really nice. It's just that they weren't showing like any facial features to me at all, and I started to get like kind of nervous. Like I could feel myself like sweating, basically. But like a bunch of them were just like, "Oh, that was really nice," and like one person was even like, "Thank you for what you do," and like, "I'm so glad that like you teach kids because kids need to like know about these stories and have these art activities and stuff like that." So yeah, I think that's what it was. Owen, I think that's what it was. I think all of their mental abilities were just going into listening, and like, you know, I'm so used to like getting facial like, you know, like reactions and stuff that I was getting nervous. But in the end, like, it seems like people were interested. It's just that they weren't showing it. Looking at them and going, "Blink and mother effers." They were VTuber fans. They didn't know how to super chat IRL. The hyperfixation stare. They're like, "Yes, tell me more. Tell me more about the the way that humanity was created." Now, actually, I could go a little bit more into the Popol Vuh because that's actually not where the story ends. Actually, there's like a bit of a midquill in between the stories. So after the gods had made the people out of wood, we get a whole side story about these two figures called the Maya hero twins, or just the hero twins, because you also see like hero twins in other mythologies and folklore and religions as well. But that story is really interesting because if I were to break it down really simply, there's a whole bunch of like things out of order and it gets a little confusing, but basically the hero twins are these two twins and they're known for their like cleverness and how they fooled the lords of the underworld, who are known as like the lords of Xibalba. So if you want a little bit of story time about that, so before the twins were born, there was another set of twins actually. Shibalanke, yes, Dia, you know it, yes. So there was I know it's a Hunape, or what was his name again? Shibalanke is one of the hero twins, but what was the other one? Is it Hunape? The hero twins. Hunapu. So the hero twins, their names are Hunapu and Shibalanke. So I'll put their names in the chat if you are curious. Yeah, thank you, Dia. There you go. Dia put it in the chat already. So Hunapu and Shibalanke. So those are the hero twins, but before they were born, their father was named Hunape? It's Hun Hunapu. Okay. So there's another set of twins named Hun Hunapu and Vukub Hunapu. So they're also known as like 1 Hunapu and 7 Hunapu. And their names have numbers in them because they're kind of like calendar dates basically. So imagine like someone being named like January 1st and January 7th. So stuff like that. So Hun Hunapu and Vukub Hunapu. I'll just say 1 Hunapu and 7 Hunapu. You learned this from Genshin Impact? Wait, are you serious? The hero twins are in Genshin Impact? I actually did not know that. That's kind of incredible. So yeah, 1 Hunapu and 7 Hunapu, they are a pair of twins. Education is never frowned upon. They like to play the Maya ball game. It's called Poke the Poke. And if you've ever watched, Road to El Dorado, it's basically like that ball game. So the twins were playing a game, but they just so happened to be playing it over over basically like the underworld. Like they just so happened to be on top of the underworld. I don't know if you responded to me. I had to run away from my dog caught a rat and the kids were freaking out. Oh no! No, I did respond. I was saying like, thank you. It's an honor to be, for my work to be among the greats. Or in the same vicinity as the greats. So thank you. no matter this is true, Pickles. This is true. So yeah, so 1 Hunapu and 7 Hunapu, they were playing ball right above the underworld, and the gods of the underworld, known as the lords of Shibalba, they were like, hey, keep it down. But in actuality, they sent a messenger, and they wanted the twins to come down into the underworld. So the twins were like, okay, sure, let's go ahead and do that. But when they go into the underworld, they get tricked by the lords of the underworld. Like, basically, like the lords of the underworld are trying to like trick them just for the lulz. So in one situation, the twins, they walk into like the royal like courtyard, and they just see a bunch of statues, and then they see some thrones. They go up to the thrones and they greet the people in the they're trolls. They're trolls. The twins greet the people on the thrones, but then they hear people laughing behind them. And it's the actual gods of the underworld, and they're like, the people that you're greeting, those are just mannequins, you idiot. You're just greeting a bunch of dolls. We were the real lords all along. We were hiding among the statues. Duh. The doy. Oh, you know about Shibalba from the Road to El Dorado? Yeah, I think they mentioned Shibalba in that one. So those twins get fooled by the lords a lot. And then eventually they actually get killed. Like, there's a whole bunch of challenges that they have to do, and they fail them. So eventually they get killed. And Hun Hunapu, he is actually like beheaded. And you know what? I should probably put a content warning for this, shouldn't I? So content warning, there's going to be a lot of mentions of like blood, decapitation, sacrifice, that stuff. There's just a lot of that in this story. So just be aware of that. Come back in maybe like 20 minutes if that's not your cup of tea. So Hun Hunapu, he is beheaded, and his head is put upon a tree. The tree, I forgot the name of the fruit, but when it dries out, it seems to resemble a skull. So this guy's skull is hanging off the tree, and one of the lords of the underworld has a daughter. I actually forgot her name. I think her name is like Blood Moon. Actually, I'm reading it right now. Yeah, she has a pretty cool name. Her name's Blood Moon. She goes up to the tree, not knowing that there's like a skull hiding among it, and the skull kind of like comes back to life and spits on her hand. The spit actually impregnates Blood Moon, and she now has like a pair of twins in her womb. So when her father, one of the lords of the underworld, finds out that she's pregnant, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of just how it be. That's just how it is, especially with mythology like that. I greet plants on a daily basis, nerd. Yeah, the pregnant. Yeah, so the head of Hun Hunapu spits on Blood Moon, and Blood Moon becomes pregnant by Hun Hunapu. So eventually, her father finds out, and she has to run away. She has to run away to the above world, to the not underworld, to the regular world, and she gives birth. She's taken care of by Hun Hunapu's mom, who's like kind of like this grandmother figure, and she gives birth to the hero twins. So this is Hunapu, and this is Shibalanke. So those are the actual hero twins. They grow up, and they eventually find out there's like kind of a side story where they also defeat this they're not really demons, but it's this guy named like Seven Macaw, who claims that like, oh, I'm better than the gods because I have a face full of precious jewels and my teeth are like rubies and sapphires and blah blah blah. And the hero twins are like, this guy's a little too cocky. We're gonna we need to kill him. So they do that. I put Genshin Shibalanke in general. Ooh, interesting. Let me check it out. Oh, I see. Oh, it looks pretty cute. What a cutie pie. Very nice, very nice. Can we get Pregante from Deadhead in Tree? Can Oo get Pregante from Deadhead in Tree? Can I find Luigi board from Witch or Vegan? Hold up, I've been told you can't get pregnant by spit. You were told wrong. Violence is not the answer. It's the solution. So yeah, the hero twins are like, this guy's a little too cocky. We gotta end him. So they do that. That's kind of just like a side story to show how like their personalities and how like cunning they are and stuff like that. And then eventually they end up happening upon the old ball game gear of their father and uncle. She got hooked one. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry if I like yelled that into the mic. I'm sorry. That was just too funny. She got hooked one. Too much twat. I'm sorry. I just looked at like my gain. It was so up. I'm gonna put this down a little bit. Puts hand on shoulder. We're gonna have to kill him, Shibalanke. Oh man. So they happen upon the like ball game gear, so like the helmets and the rubber ball and like their just their equipment basically. And they're like, oh man, what a cool ball game. Let's go play the ball game. So the two new twins, the hero twins, they start playing the ball game right on top of the underworld. Just like their father, just like their uncle, just like the other twins, right? So then the lords of the underworld, they get really annoyed. They send a messenger and then they ask for the twins to come to the underworld, just like with their father and their uncle. So the twins oblige, they go out into the underworld, but they're more cunning than the previous generation. So they send a mosquito to be their spy into the underworld. They send the mosquito ahead of them. And the mosquito, he sees the same setup as last time, as like the last time the Lords of the Underworld tried to do a trick, where he sees a bunch of statues, and then in the throne, where there should be people, they're just dolls. They're just like mannequins. Right? So the mosquito tries to bite the mannequin thinking that it's a person, but nothing happens. So it's like, oh, this isn't a real person. This is just a mannequin. The mosquito flies around to the statues and bites them. And each of the lords of the underworld who are pretending to be statues, they start to like freak out. They're like, oh, what the heck? Like, what just bit me? What the heck? So like the mosquito's like, so they were trying to trick the twins. So I'm going to go and tell the twins that like the statues are the actual lords and the people on the throne are actually just mannequins. Even gods hate mosquitoes. It's true. Hate mosquitoes, hiss mosquitoes. But in this case, the mosquitoes are being helpful, even though I hate them. But so the mosquito returns to the twins and he tells them what's up. It's like, oh yeah, they're gonna try to trick you. You actually need to talk to the statues. Don't talk to the mannequins. so the twins do that and they show that like, oh yeah, we're so smart, we're so cunning. We thought of like sending the mosquito after us and blah blah blah. And the lords of the underworld are like, you think you're so smart. Oh yeah, well we got some challenges for you. We got some big challenges for you. So they send them to like different parts of the underworld, such as like the House of I think the House of Darkness, which the twins get up by I guess like lighting a fire. It's funny because like if you see the video for this, the comment section is like, yes, solve the House of Darkness with fire. This floor is made of floor. Mosquitoes can always catch these hands. It's true. And then they also the Lords of the Underworld gave the twins another challenge, which was I'm gonna give you a torch. I want you to light up this room, but do not burn the torch. It should be unburnt. So what the twins do is they find a whole bunch of like macaw feathers, like parrot feathers, and they put it on the torch, and they get somehow they call upon the fireflies to come up next to the macaw. So it looks like it's burning and it is lighting up the room, but it's not actually burning the torch. So, it's another one of those like, oh, the twins are just so cunning, they're so smart, So they solve that riddle, right? But now the Lords of the Underworld are like pissed off, so they're like, oh yeah, well you like ball games so much, so let's play a ball game. So they play a ball game, but their ball is actually like I think it's like a skull with a knife in it. And it's like enchanted. So the like head actually chases around the twins. But eventually I think the twins like figure out the trick and they still win the ball game. Or I think they tie. I forgot. I think they tie. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure level solution. Underworld gods can't take an L. Exactly. That's what the whole story is that like they're like, oh, you think you're so smart. Blah blah blah. Oh no, there's gonna be an ad break. You know what? Let's snooze it. I'll see if I can finish before the next ad break. So they each and every time they like tie, right, with the Lords of the Underworld. The twins tie in the ball game with the Lords of the Underworld. And then the lords give them one final challenge, which is like to survive the House of Bats. So somehow one of the twins is able to fit inside of a flute. I don't quite know how or why, but they're able to like hide in a flute. However, the other twin accidentally pokes his head out of the flute to see whether like it's daylight so that they can like exit the House of Bats. And when he does that, one of the bats actually decapitates that twin. So that twin like is effectively dead, but not really because, you know, mythology just be like that. Let's play ball game. Pulls out an AK-47. Exactly. The Lord sent them to the leaf tent. Yeah, exactly. And one of us beheaded the twins. So one of the twins is still surviving. And then the Lords of the Underworld are like, let's see how good you are at the ball game without your twin. Right? So they play a ball game. And the remaining twin, he actually calls upon the animals to help him out. So like a jackrabbit comes and like distracts the Lords of the Underworld. So at that point, he actually takes his brother's head and reattaches it to his body, to the body, and revives his brother. So together they end up winning the ball game. But at this point, the Lords of the Underworld are really sore losers. so they end up just killing them. And it's like, what was the point of that whole story if they could have just killed them from the beginning, right? It was to kind of show off their like cleverness, but that's not the end of the story. That's not the end of the story. There's still a little bit more. It was Seb, wasn't it? No, for real. Are we sure these aren't unused JoJo storylines? For real, right? Like people just getting beheaded and being able to like put their head back on, right? So the brothers are killed. The twins are killed, but they knew they were going to be killed because they knew that the Lords of the Underworld were going to be sore losers about it. So they actually enlisted the help of what they call seers. And they told the seers, like, we're probably going to die. So what we want you to do is to make sure that, like, when they grind our bones to dust, make sure that they dispose of our remains into a nearby, I think it's either a lake or a river. So the seers do exactly this. Like the brothers are killed, their bones are ground into dust, but the seers get the remains and they toss them into the water. This allows the brothers to be reborn as catfish. Yeah, they're catfishing. They're catfishing. So the catfish are able to transform into two little boys who look, you know, nothing like their original forms. And the two boys, they actually end up going around the land performing magic tricks. And one of their favorite magic tricks is to pretend to sacrifice each other. But in reality, they're not sacrificing each other at all. It's like a little magic trick where it's like, well, now I'm going to kill my brother. Slits his throat. 2 minutes later, and look at that, he's not dead. And the brother just gets up with like his neck bleeding out and stuff. And it's like, I'm okay, everyone. I'm okay. So they go around the land building a reputation, just 4-year-old things. So the twins build up a reputation for doing these cool magic tricks of like, you know, sacrificing things, but they're still alive, and like burning houses, but like it's not actually burnt down. And this catches the attention of the Lords of the Underworld. So the Lords of the Underworld, they don't know that these are the hero twins. They just know that they're like two little boys that do like weird tricks and stuff. So they invite the two little boys to the underworld to see the magic tricks. So the twins perform their magic trick of like sacrificing each other, but like getting up again. And the Lords of the Underworld are so enthralled. They're so excited that they're like, oh my gosh, you guys know what you should do? You should do that to us. You should sacrifice us and then like bring us back to life after. And you'll never guess what happens. You'll never guess what happens. So the twins sacrifice the Lords of the Underworld and don't bring them back. yeah, exactly, my shark. Yo, do me next. So they kill two of like the top dogs in the Lords of the Underworld, and the other lords are like, they're not coming back, are they? And the twins are like, nah, they're not. So then the Lords of the Underworld are like, no, please don't kill us, we'll give you anything you want. And then the twins reveal themselves to be the hero twins, and they're like, well, we want to avenge our father, and our uncle. So we want to avenge them, we want to bring them out of the underworld. And the Lords of the Underworld say okay, and then the father and the two twins, they rise up into the living world, and the twins become the sun and the moon, and everyone lived happily ever after. The end. Start clapping. Give us back our dad, parentheses, and uncle. Clap. Thanks for the applause, everyone. Thanks. Thanks. Okay, wait. What were you guys saying? Let's see. They're fans of Marvel Rivals, as opposed to ice fishing or web fishing. They're catfishing. It's true. One more for the Jesus TCG. I play Magic Card 95 Thesis to sacrifice Martin Luther to summon Protestant Blue Eyes of White Jesus. Oh my gosh. Wait, that's so good. That's so good. Just 4-year-old things. Yeah. Magic tricks. The tricks go well and they all become friends and live happily ever after. The end. Jeremy Wade. Well, I caught this big catfish. Now what? There's actually a really cool video that I like that tells this whole story. And it uses actual like Maya art and Maya like maybe I can find it. I'll show you guys. And then I think I need to rest my voice a little bit. Maybe we'll continue on for just a little bit more after the ad break, but otherwise I might call it pretty soon. But Maya Popol Vuh is this one. I'll show you guys a little snippet of it. I think it's really cool. It's from the 90s. It's from like, or actually the 80s, 1989. So it uses actual like Maya art to animate it. The animation is so cool. The heroes. So let's see. You have the twins. In 7 days, Mosquito's reward. I think here. It's the mosquito like biting people. This is so cool. This is so cool. Let's see, the House of Jaguars. Let's see, the Pumpkinhead, the twins, the fishermen, the beggars. I think this is the end of the story, right? This music is so rockin'. Yeah, I told you there'd be decapitation. I told you. Oh, doggy. Oh no, the doggy. It's okay. He's fine. He's fine. See, he's fine. Oh, this is so cool. Sacrifice us. The face of the twin. He's just like, he's like, yeah, you want us to do that? I can't believe you've done this. I guess that's what their names would translate as. That's pretty sick, isn't it? Why are their faces Mario Kart item roulette? Because they don't know the names of the death gods. Feeling nostalgic? This is something we would watch in high school, and now you're watching it with my class. You didn't say anything about the mosquito doing drive-bys. Bro, looking at the Lord. Dead ass? Like, for real? You want us to sacrifice you? Okay. Alright, an ad break is gonna start soon, so I'll see you guys after the ad break. I'm gonna eat more of my salad. What were you guys doing? What are you guys doing? What do you mean hide your crimes? What are you trying to hide? And you a random panting dog I found in the Costco parking lot. No! You guys are so zany. Go dog, eliminate Babinka Bear. No, the dog thinks I'm not a threat. I'm very small, you see. I'm very small for a bear. Alright, let's put some musica on. Free dog is free. Okay. There's only one more thing that I wanted to chit chat about, and then I think I'll call it. But I was supposed to stream last night too, but I ended up not because a friend of mine, she had a little like going away dinner. Not even like basically she just invited us to like have dinner at like a nearby food court. It was like a fancier food court though. It wasn't just like McDonald's and stuff, but it was pretty nice because it was a lot of the friends that I had made in college in like my college like Filipino club, and it was like the last time I think I saw them was like a little over a year ago. So it was nice seeing them again. I was telling one of them that I had finally gotten around to watching Naruto. So it was funny because like when I was in college, I feel like I've said this before where like when it comes to anime, I have definitely been one of those like hipster, like, oh, you like the shonen like Bleach stuff, like whatever. I like the super obscure anime that no one's ever heard about unless you like went to like unless you like go to 4chan or something. What have you been up to? I watch Naruto. Oh, and that's literally like that's almost quite literally what happened because this person that like I talked to, we would talk about anime a lot when we were in the Filipino club together. And it was like, oh my gosh, Pinka, hey, I haven't seen you. What have you been up to? I watched Naruto. I understand now. I understand. And I'm like, oh man, I was such a like hipster for saying that like Naruto's nothing, you know? And now look at me. I'm like, my favorite ship is Madara and Hashirama and Gaara and Rock Lee. So I don't know, it was just funny. It was funny for me to be like, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was wrong all along about how I felt about this anime. I've never been so wrong in my life. Ghostlight is my favorite anime. Oh yeah? Well, mine, I'm trying to think of what other like, 2010s like 4chan A anime I could say. I don't think Kaiba is one of my favorite animes of all time is one called Kaiba. Not Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's literally just called Kaiba. Ergo Proxy, yeah. Like, you start doing the hand signs. I actually know two people from the Filipino club that like they know how to do the hand signs like in quick succession. I was wrong. Does the Naruto run? Quite yes, actually yes. That is exactly what happened. But it was a fun time. I was like catching up with my friends, and then I actually ate at a Cajun restaurant, or like it was in a food court, so it was like a Cajun like stand or whatever. But they had like do you guys know like po' boys? They're like these yummy sandwiches. Did you say you've seen Kaiba? Yeah. Do you like Kaiba? Once again, not Seto Kaiba, but the anime by what was the name of the director? That's one of my favorites. Like that's one of my top animes of all time is Kaiba. The blobby people. If you're talking about Kaiba, it does have like the art style is very blobby. Please don't tell me you've never glommed anyone. Oh my gosh. Blast from the past. I'll say this, my first anime expo was in 2007. So, yes, I've definitely either been glommed or glommed someone. I love Cajun food. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I had a po' bowl. I didn't have a po' boy, I had a po' bowl. So it was like shrimp with like lettuce and tomatoes and like this really cool sauce. It was really good. I was obsessed with I love the opening. It like makes me emotional. Well, the whole series makes me emotional, but like the opening, it's just so touching. It's so like wow, humanity. Right, Schnackery? Yeah, I had Cajun food yesterday. I got to catch up with my friends. If there's a po' boy, is there a po' man? Yes, po. Opo. Po' boys are really good. I had a po' bowl. The Dragon Warrior. More importantly, is there a po' girl? These are the real questions. I'm actually gonna look it up. Like, what is the etymology of like po' boy? Oh, it comes from poor boy? Wait. A pogi? Pogi naman. Ang pogi naman. Pogi means handsome. So if you're talking to a Filipino and they're like, "Oh, you're so pogi," it means they're calling you handsome. Glump gave me flashbacks. Minka, where does the po' boy come from? From Po Dad! No way. No freaking way. Shnackery, put him on the stream. You got it. Let me see. Where can I find it? I am suddenly getting tired though, so I think I may call it soon. I thought I had more to talk about in terms of meeting up with my friends, but nothing much that I can say that would wouldn't like dox me, essentially. There we go. There's Shnackery. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. I met up with my friends and it was just really nice. And I might meet up with them again like once a month. Like suddenly I'm getting invites to like not even parties cuz like everyone is adulting now, so now it's like housewarmings and like birthday parties and stuff like that. So so I might be hanging out. That might mean like, one less stream a week, but that's just once a month, you're still going to get your weekly dose of teacher Binka. So, yeah, in terms of what to expect for the rest of the week and next week. Tomorrow we're going to be doing some retro gaming. So, I want to play a game called Detective Barbie. I know I usually play like edutainment games, but let's see what we can learn from Detective Barbie. I remember this this game kind of freaked me out as a kid because the CG, like, it was a little too real for me. But when I look back on it, the CG it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna play it tomorrow, so we're gonna have fun with that. And then starting this week, every Saturday morning, I want to do a Japanese language learning stream because Beans and I are actually going to be going to Japan again near the beginning of summer. And I want to really brush up on my Japanese. Like, I understand a good amount, but not enough to like be conversational. So it's going to be one of those like co-working streams where I'm just going to be studying off to the side. We can hang out, we can chit chat occasionally using like the Pomodoro timer. But otherwise it's it's one of those like drop in if you want, but it's not, the classes are never mandatory, but these streams especially. If you want to drop by, feel free to drop by, but no pressure. And then occasionally I might share what it is that I'm studying, like, oh, this time I learned about nouns, She etches us with conversation. No. Send me the Cajun restaurant when you can. Yeah, I will. I was gonna say like, oh, it's near this spot, but I don't want to mention any locations. So yeah, I'll send it to you. It's real good. But yeah, I think with that, I actually already I know what we're gonna be moshing to. Are you guys ready? We're gonna be moshing to the Popol Vuh again. I chose like the very end, like the credits of the video. By the way, if you guys want to watch this, I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm also gonna put another one, which is more Aztec based. If you guys want, actually, give me a second. It's called the Five Sons. The Five Sons. The one that I put is more Maya. This one is more Aztec, which they are different, by the way. they are very different. Today I learned what a noun is. I louned. Like, I'll give you a little preview of what the Aztec one looks like, and then we're gonna mosh to the ending for the Popol Vuh. Next up, verbs. So, oh my god, it even has like the VHS like sound. So yeah, this one's more Aztec. No, we will become the bones. I think, is that Huitzilopochtli, I want to say? He has a cool mask. He's an ant, wait. Wait, this is so good. Wait, to look. They're ants. Why he look like that? He's kicking him. Oh my gosh, what is happening? I said take me. Wait, that was amazing. I want to like rewatch this. Maybe would you guys be down for like a watch along on Discord of like this and the other one and the Popol Vuh? It'd be nice and educational. I'm actually I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking about it. maybe as early as next week sometime. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, but otherwise we're gonna play the ending credits to the Popol Vuh, and that's what you guys are gonna mosh to, okay? And then I'll decide who to raid into. All right, but otherwise I'll see you guys tomorrow for Detective Barbie, and then Saturday morning for some Japanese learning streams. But thanks for sticking around. Thanks for listening in. But once you hear the music, go ahead and start moshing. Their walk cycle, I know. This is a credit, so the music is pretty banging. Open up the pit. Ah! Open up the pit. Oh my god, I see Seishun's name. I forgot to say hello. Seishun, hello. We're doing the indigenous motion. Wait, let me restart it. Let me restart it. Who won the? I missed it. Who won it? Who won it? Oh, Mayshark. Mayshark won the mosh pit. All right, let's do one more round. Wait, not that. Mosh pit. Okay, one more round. One more round. I won. Rigged. Because I'm still deciding on who to raid. I think we're gonna raid into Aros. I think I'm just waiting for his ad break to finish. It's beeplebees! Let's go. Let's go. Good job, you guys. Good job. You won the mosh pit. Alright, I'm just waiting for the ad break to finish for Aros. I think it just finished, so we're gonna go ahead and raid into Aros. Funny penguin guy. He's just about to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and welcoming me back from wine country and all that. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Alright, let's go ahead and raid. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Retro Barbie. Detective Barbie. And I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye. I'll let you know if the tea progresses. Please do.